After watching the video, click the link in the description to download the program.
Ouch! Have you ever been stung by a bee? Know anyone who has? Did you know the foods you are eating, even if they are healthy foods, can make your body believe it was stung by a bee, causing you to swell up, look as if you're gaining fat, keep you stuck at the same weight, and even force you to gain weight? I'll reveal what I mean inside this new documentary, and how eating the same foods you're eating now, just at different times, can create enjoyable, consistent weight loss. First, allow me to say hi. Hi, that's me, Jared, the guy with the bee sting, and that's my friend Crystal. And although we didn't know it at the time, that bee sting was the key to unlocking a weight loss treasure chest and allowed us to finally drop our unwanted body weight, going from the folks you see here to the trim and energetic folks you see here. Lean, fit, and truly happy. That painful bee sting turned out to be a blessing in disguise because it allowed me to finally make the connection between weight loss foods, quote-unquote, healthy foods, and why you may be struggling like we were to lose even a few pounds of weight and keep it off for good. You see, Crystal and I struggled with our weight for most of our adult lives. The foods we were eating were the foods all the diet experts told us to eat, and we couldn't figure out why we could live all day on salads and low-fat foods only to come home at night and look like this, bloated, fat, and feeling miserable. I spent over a decade of my life trying to crack the dieter's secret code. And I have to tell you the truth. Until recently, I failed. Yet not long ago, I came across something totally unique. A concept of eating that I had never read about in any diet plan out there. A concept that seemed way too easy to work. And when I share that with you, you may ask yourself the same question I did. Why haven't I ever heard about this before? So listen, don't go beating yourself up if you're struggling with your own weight loss. Because it took this, a painful bee sting, and a heart-to-heart talk with the luckiest guy around to change my life and the life of my friend Crystal. Before everything clicked, all those before and after pictures that you see in popular magazines, pictures like these, frustrated me more than inspired me. I just never believed I could do it too. Maybe you feel the same. However, after my new friend shared his too simple to work method with me, everything changed. Maybe you think you've tried it all, seen it all, and perhaps, just perhaps, you're almost ready to toss in the towel as well. Listen. I urge you to watch this short presentation to the end because at the very least, it will restore your faith in what's possible for you. Because if it worked this well for me and for Crystal and for hundreds of other dieters who used to struggle like crazy to lose even a few pounds of weight, it can work for you too. Today, you'll discover the 4 factors behind every weight loss success story. These 4 factors are the most jealously guarded secrets of the elite personal trainers of celebrities and models. You know, the gals you may see in Shape and the men you might spot in Men's Health. And it will change the way you look at quote-unquote dieting forever. You'll also be firmly on the path to melting away all those unwanted pounds in a way that feels too good to be true. And sure, you'll enjoy the side effects of your weight loss as well, such as radically increased energy that doesn't come from a can or a cup. It comes to you naturally, on tap, 24/7. A surprisingly pleasant emotional boost, a benefit that surprised Crystal as she struggled with the blues on and off for most of her life, and now she's almost always happy. A right hand on the Bible, truly youthful metabolism, one that feeds on fat rather than sugar, so you diet easier and exercise less, yet look better. The easiest plan ever that removes all guesswork and gives you the freedom to live a normal life, something no other diet will ever give you, and so much more. Here's my crazy little story and the bizarre set of circumstances that led to this weight loss success. It was a winter's day in my hometown of Lansing, Michigan, and I was deeply entranced. I read an article on what's known as biohacking. Sounds scary, yet it's just the science of convincing the body to do something you want it to do. I could care less about hacking my brain. I wanted to do something completely different. I wanted to burn fat around the clock, burn fat while sleeping, burn fat without counting calories or grams. Now that would be one heck of a hack, to turn your body into a literal fat-burning machine by using foods that naturally increase your fat-burning hormones. That way, you could exercise less, eat the foods you enjoy more, and your body will be convinced that all your stored body fat, the fat around your belly, hips, thighs, face, arms, and backside, is really just ready to use fuel. Now, you'll just flip that fat-burning switch on and relax. So I did a bit of research, and that led me to this man, Big John. A guy renowned for helping thousands of ordinary men and women lose weight. And while he looks like a bruiser, in reality, he's a cuddly teddy bear kind of guy. So when you see John on Fox News sharing these weight loss pearls with millions of people, or NBC or CBS, or US News and World Report, or even Martha Stewart, you now know why he's one of the most sought-after experts in this field, and why John's secrets are so valuable to you and your personal weight loss. John was talking about what I call a diet hack. That's simply a fat loss shortcut, a way to coax your body into losing weight that makes dieting easier. Sounds good, right? Well, after reading what this man was doing and the success he was having with so many other people, folks like us who really do struggle with weight loss, I made a declaration right then and there. You must connect with this guy. I remember the day I first met John. This goofy grin appeared out of nowhere on my face when I shook his hand, and the nervousness in my voice probably made me seem like a kid meeting his rock star idol. John, just tell me flat out. What the heck should I be eating to lose weight? Nothing is working. Just tell me. John just laughed. It actually helped set me at ease a bit. However, what he said next made me, well, a bit angry. Jared, it's not what you are eating. I looked over your diet, and it's the same food that all my weight loss success stories are eating. Okay, John, then why do they look so freaking awesome? And I look like the Pillsbury Doughboy. What he said next changed my life forever. It's not what you're eating that's the problem. It's when you are eating it. When? I didn't really follow. What do you mean, when I am eating? Should I not eat late at night or something? He laughed again. I started laughing with him this time, as John's laugh is downright contagious. Are you kidding me, Jared? I eat all the way up to bedtime. Your body doesn't carry a watch. I thought to myself, that makes perfect sense. So what's the answer? Jared, have you ever heard of the E-factor diet? I had to confess, I had never heard of it. Listen, Jared, the real reason all these folks are having success with their weight loss has to do with eating ordinary foods at specific times. I call these foods E-factor foods. The first E-factor foods are called energetic foods. Now, I'm looking at your diet and I see that you're eating energetic factor foods at the wrong time. And that's one of the reasons you're struggling. Believe it or not, Jared, 3 very common breakfast foods you may think are healthy are actually big-time energy killers. And this is the wild part. People eat them because they are supposed to give you energy. In reality, these foods force your body to depend on sugar all day. They make you overeat carbohydrate-rich, sugary foods in order to try and sustain that energy. The result is not just an energy crash. Your entire fat-burning metabolism crashes as well. It's a lot like drug addiction. Once hooked, you literally cannot control the cravings. However, if you simply eat these same foods later in the day, those cravings fade away, leaving you in total control of when you eat sugar and how much. He was right on the money. I noticed that I would wake up in the morning feeling tired, as if I needed a few more hours of sleep, and that I always needed caffeine or an energy drink to really get me going. Well, after John explained energy factor foods to me, now it was obvious. My body was working overtime at night, trying to process energy-producing foods that are perfectly fine to eat in the morning, just not at night. And I ended up feeling tired and drained all day, wanting to nap in the afternoon. And I found myself missing playtime with my kiddos when I got home at night because I was too pooped to play. And here I thought I was just getting older. Now, John had me hooked. He took another look at my breakfast meals and said, Jared, this is what I would eat for lunch, never for breakfast. Of course, I had to know why. Jared, the ideal weight loss breakfast foods are what I call endothermic foods. I asked him what endothermic meant. You may be curious as well. He said, endothermic is the combination of 2 words, endo, which refers to your endocrine and immune system, and thermic, which refers to foods that burn fat naturally. John explained it all with this simple illustration. Imagine, for a moment, the dozens of fat-eating hormones you now have at your disposal are like fish in a fish tank, just waiting for their next meal. When you feed fish, you'll notice that they all swarm to the top of the water and nibble away at the food until it's all gone. Well, that's a lot like what these fat-nibbling hormones do to the fat in your fat cells. When you use the right foods at the right times, foods that trigger these fat-hungry hormones, they unlock your fat cells and use up all your stored fat. Plus, they do a lot of their work while you sleep. That means far less effort is wasted on hours of needless exercise, and you never have to starve yourself. John continued on, saying, your lunch is really hurting your immune system, and that's causing your body to store up to 19 pounds of water. Then he asked me the most bizarre question. Have you ever been stung by a bee? I looked at him like he was crazy. What did a bee sting have to do with losing weight? John said, well, the foods you're eating for lunch right now are causing the same exact reaction as a bee sting. When a bee stings you, your body swells up like a balloon due to a compound called histamine. Now, histamine is important in the body. However, too much will make you look like you drank a gallon of water all at once. And what most people are unaware of is that certain foods, even healthy foods, do the exact same thing. They cause your body to produce more histamine, and you end up looking fat at night when you're really just water bloated. I was puzzled, and honestly, I was pretty darn angry. Why was I just now hearing about this? I couldn't help but think back to all those times I came home at night, frustrated over my lack of weight loss despite dieting all day. I remember taking off my shirt and looking in the mirror, expecting to see a leaner me staring back, only to see this, looking fatter than I was that morning. John revealed that some of the most healthy foods on the planet contain large amounts of water-retaining histamine, and that you should always eat these foods at night because your body gets rid of up to 4 cups of water at night, simply from breathing. Any water you may be holding will be gone in the morning. I later discovered that many common everyday foods, if eaten early in the day, cause severe bee sting reactions in your body, forcing it to swell up and look bloated and puffy. What a relief that my so-called diet failures of the past were never my fault. And it's not your fault either. The last time you were on a diet, you probably ate many of these water-retaining foods early in the day, and they made you look as if you were not losing fat at all. Many of the foods you are eating now are causing this bee sting reaction. That's exactly what was happening to Crystal and I, and all it took was to move our lunch meals to dinner. That's all it took. We ate the exact same number of calories, and we both looked leaner and healthier in a matter of days. Not weeks, days. He also said that a lot of the weight you and I believe is fat is actually unnecessary water weight, and that specific foods release that water naturally. Oh, one more thing. John reassured me that I never had to memorize what foods were endothermic or energetic or any other E factor. He has them all written down for you, and I'll share how you can get that list of foods at the end of this presentation. Frankly, I needed this to be dummy-proof. Not because I'm slow, it's because, like you, I'm busy. I don't have the time for anything complicated. I wanted the exact blueprint to follow. So, after the first 2 E factors were explained to me, things got really interesting. Jared, you have 2 other E factors that are missing. These are the 2 factors that almost every diet skips over, and they are what I call the ultimate weight loss answer. You see, Jared, you have to eat foods that increase your digestive power. And you know why? You are not what you eat. You are what you digest. Most diets are so high in processed foods and chemicals that your digestion is permanently damaged. That means your body is undernourished and you store even more fat, and you end up with a nasty fungus in your gut. Wait a minute. Hold on. I have gut fungus? You probably do, Jared. However, fear not, it's easy to fix. I asked John to explain a bit more about this gut bug I had, and you probably have as well. Turns out it's a kind of yeast that builds up over time when you eat a lot of processed foods, or if you have ever taken antibiotics, or if you are under a lot of stress. Keep in mind, this is a living organism. It sounds kind of gross, but it lives in your digestive tract and it feeds on sugar, forcing you to eat more sugar to keep it alive. And it can grow so big, it is making your lower belly pooch out. It can even add up to 7 inches or more to your waistline. Now, rest easy. You do not need to do anything radical to kill this gut bug, as I call it. In fact, your gut bug will check out permanently when you eat the foods I'm going to reveal later. Now you see why digestion is so very important. Unless you can digest your foods quickly, you will feel hungry. Your body will not get enough nutrients due to poor digestion, and your gut fungus will grow and spread. John had the answer. Jared, the answer is found within the 3rd E factor, enzymatic foods. You will be eating foods that have a lot of digestive enzymes in them naturally, and foods that power your immune system too. John asked me to add some healthy fats to my diet, along with 2 tasty fruits that are high in enzymes, and to eat as few processed foods as I could, except for my mandatory cheat meals where I could eat anything I wanted, and that my digestive tract and immune system would be A-OK. I always wondered why I kept catching those nasty summer colds. Maybe you do too. Every year, I catch 1 or 2 colds, sometimes the flu. And I was also getting aches and pains in my joints, which I just assumed was because I was getting older. That wasn't true at all. It was simply because my immune system was compromised, and when I started eating more fat, yes, more fat, along with 2 specific fruits, everything felt better. John then revealed that by neutralizing this gut bug, I could drop even more weight, and my waistline would decrease by 4 to 5 inches or more, all by eating these delicious enzymatic foods. So, there's one more E factor. It's the most common sense factor of them all, and I'm embarrassed to admit it. I totally ignored this E factor. Most dieters ignore it too. John made me promise to never ignore it again. Jared, my final E factor is perhaps the most sly of them all. It's one that almost every dieter forgets about, and yet it's the most important of them all. I want you to enjoy every meal you eat. Without the enjoyment factor, you'll never stick to any diet plan, no matter how powerful it is. I'll cover exactly how to enjoy every meal you eat in a moment. I would have never believed it was possible. Yet now, Crystal and I love every bite of every meal we eat, from the foods that produce the highest E factors to our favorite cheat meals. How hard is it to stick to a diet that is full of foods you love? It's as easy as it can get. Since that was so much to cover, let me break it down into a simple summary for you. Then I'll let you know what you need to do next. First, you absolutely must eat the foods you are currently eating at the right time of day in order to maximize all 4 E-factor principles. These 4 guiding principles will ensure the foods you are eating today will turn on your powerful, health-sustaining, fat-burning hormones, revive your energy, and keep it elevated all day long, prevent the bee sting reaction you are currently having to a variety of foods, even healthy foods, and keep you on track to a trim belly. Conquer that nasty gut bug you currently have festering in your belly and digestive tract that's forcing you to crave sugar and put you back in control. Ease the stress you are currently experiencing with digestion and ensure the foods you eat are processed quickly so your body doesn't store those calories as fat. Enjoy every single bite of every single meal you eat, all while seeing measurable, often rapid weight loss that makes you feel fantastic, and much more. With that in mind, I have really good news. You have a blueprint ready to go right now. You have all the hard work done for you, so all you have to do is follow this simple, real foods at the right time system to see all the weight loss you desire. And here's the very best part of all. The hard stuff has been figured out for you. All you have to do is follow the plan. Why try to figure that out on your own when John has done it all for you? John's simple-to-follow blueprint put Crystal and I on the path to weight loss we now enjoy. We didn't have to do anything except follow his proven system and eat the foods you already love at the right time of day. And wake up one day very soon and
Click the link in the description of this video to start the program.